Hello, Taurus, and welcome into your reading for the first half of October, where we'll be taking a look at jobs and careers, love and relationship, and then life path and mission. So before we jump into that, we'll go ahead and take a look at what crystal card or what's coming up in the crystal card deck and see which one, divine or spirit, is encouraging you to work with for the first half of the month. All right, pink tourmaline. So this is about compassion, clearing wounds, and restoring. All right. And let's see. So we'll go ahead and we'll look at those three areas individually. But first, we'll do three cards about getting the general overall energy read for you for the first half of the month. So a couple big things. We do have Pluto going direct on the 10th. And so Pluto is the great destroyer. And during this retrograde period, it's been, looking at what needs to go, what things are no longer serving you, and what's kind of keeping you from your life path and mission. And when it goes direct, then you'll see your transformations are picking back up. So you'll see things actually changing. It was almost like the retrograde period was the time to think about it. And then once it's direct, it's the time to act on it. Also, we have our solar eclipse in Libra on the 14th. And so that is kind of that excellent time for new partnerships and commitments and compromise. It's inspiring us to be reflecting on our relationships and to be practicing some self-love so that we can heal our own emotional wounds. And it's really pushing or, really encouraging people to meditate and journal and work on grounding, go for walks, things like that. All right, so we have our 9 of Wands in reverse. We have our 4 of Pentacles. And we have our Ace of Pentacles. So our 9 of Wands in reverse is this sense of exhaustion or like stalemate type of energy. So you've been kind of plugging away at something and you're just not getting anywhere, and it's just this stalemate. The 4 of Pentacles energy is there's this kind of possessive materialism that goes with it. So in the Rider-Waite deck, the person is sitting there and they're holding 2 pentacles and they have their feet on an additional pentacle, like each foot. You also have your Ace of Pentacles, so there is some prosperity and some opportunity and some new starts coming in. So it's kind of like you've reached this stalemate, but there's something about this possessiveness that's coming through. That's what's keeping the stalemate in place, is this possessive energy and this kind of like materialistic energy of, that something's got to give. It's not going to change, but it's almost that energy of, by God, I'm going to hold on and I'm not going to cave in. But you do have some energy here of having some new start, like a new opportunity. So kind of getting to that point of, nope, I'm going to let go of that. So it could be like walking away from whatever situation this is and just saying, that's not going to work, and going towards a new start. All right, let's take a look at the other areas, so we'll start with our jobs and careers. Something else that's happening on the 12th, we have Mars is entering Scorpio. And so this is that very passionate, intense energy. So it's kind of about like coming back from defeat, using your will to create change, to, create something new for yourself and to clear out some of these wounds. All right. And some of it with this possessive materialistic part, you're being pushed to be more compassionate and, stop trying to possess or control a situation and just look at it through a more compassionate lens. All right. In the recent past, job-wise, we've had our Page of Pentacles in reverse. Current energy is the Devil. And the next level of energy is the 7 of Swords in reverse. So your Page of Pentacles in reverse is going to be this laziness. There's a lack of direction, immaturity, and it's leading you into this place where you're being pulled off course. You're being pulled in. The Devil energy is worldly temptation. So it's alcohol, it's drugs, it's, sex, it's spending, you know, like gambling, it's shopping, you know, it's all of those, distractions that are pulling you off your true course. And then the next level of energy, the Seven of Swords in reverse, is there's a sense of confession or remorse about this path. So from a job perspective, if you're looking at this, that you kind of were lazy in your job, you know, weren't taking it seriously, you were letting yourself get distracted. And so then it's like, oh, I guess I have to come clean with my boss because I really haven't been doing a very good job. I've been letting other things come in and distract me, and I haven't been paying attention. So let's see what is on the other side of that remorse. So if this is stuff that's happening in the first half of October, let's take a look more around like the end of the year. What do things look like from a job perspective for you? King of Swords in reverse and Nine of Pentacles. So your King of Swords in reverse is, there's a little bit of this like cold, weak energy. But then with our Nine of Pentacles, this is this sense of like independence and reward and self-reliance. So it could be one of those things where you know, you have to be reliant more on yourself. It could be a matter of maybe you're moving out of that job because, you know, you had been, I guess, maybe slacking off, and you confessed it to your boss and they said, well, maybe that's not really the right place for you. So there could be some of those issues, but you do have this independence and reward and self-reliance coming in. So that's a good energy there. All right, let's take a look at love and relationships. In the recent past, we've had the Star in reverse, currently sitting in the Lovers in reverse, and Ace of Pentacles as the next level of energy that's coming in. So the Star in reverse is in the recent past, there's been a lack of faith. You've been very uninspired and very distrusting in your relationship, and that's put you at a point now. The Lovers in reverse, that's about, you know, the relationship falling apart. That is about, you know, there's still this disharmony, this distrust, this imbalance within the relationship that is like leading it to not be working out, you know. So the Lovers in the upright position is that good, positive energy. In the reverse is that's like the falling apart of the relationship. Ace of Pentacles is that prosperity, that new start. So we had Ace of Pentacles over here and Ace of Pentacles over here. So it looks like there's going to be a new beginning for you, like maybe a new partner coming in, a new page in that, or, you know, like a new chapter in this story for you. And let's take a look and see, you know, because that's our next level of energy. Let's pull a timing. Let's pull a timing card there and see when this new opportunity comes in for you at the most inopportune time. So sometimes, you know, when we want something to come in, it's like, oh, I really wish this would happen. And when it does, it's like, really? Right now? Universe, are you sure this is when you want it to happen? But it does. All right, let's pull for our life path and mission and see what comes up. So in the recent past, we've had Wheel of Fortune, currently sitting in Nine of Cups energy. And then the next level of energy is the Magician in reverse. So the Wheel of Fortune, that's about like change and good karma and good fortune. And it's kind of this sense of, you know, turning to a better cycle of life. So in the recent past, you've been thinking about your life mission and you've kind of had that, oh, this destined and fated, there's supposed to be something good happening. And you're sitting currently in this like sense of achievement or attainment. Like, so even if you haven't gotten to that point of this is my life mission, it's like you're sitting there confidently thinking, okay, but I know what it is and I want to be able to move towards it. The next level of energy, though, coming in is this, it's like a lack of planning and some lack of maybe lack of talent, or not lack of talent, like you're wasting your talents. And there's some manipulation kind of involved in that. So it looks like you've been having the right idea, but the execution of how to get there is what needs a little bit more focus or a little bit more attention, because the Magician in reverse is kind of pointing to the fact that, you know, you have these good ideas, you just haven't really planned how you're going to get there and what you're going to do. You know, how are you going to use your talents to their best abilities? All right, let's take a look at the Gaia card and see what comes up there. We have apprehension, moving out into the world, doubt and fear. So, so there is some doubt and fear, maybe as it pertains to this, like having that new start. So, you know, new starts are always scary, but from this perspective, this relationship, you know, there's a severe lack of trust and disharmony and dysfunction there. And so it's kind of like a new start is needed. You know, this kind of paints the picture of it's really, really kind of stressed and broken. And some of it is this, you know, with this energy here, you know, we had our 9 of Wands in reverse, like this exhaustion, stalemate, and, you know, but that sense of, no, I'm not letting go. This is kind of all going together. Like, I don't trust the person, but I'm not, you know, and I'm totally exhausted, but I'm not going to let them go. So that's kind of the picture that's coming in there. Let's take a look at our light worker card. Align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? So whenever you're in one of those situations where, especially when you're feeling exhausted, and I know it almost kind of seems counterintuitive, like, oh, I'm so tired, I need to work out more. It's almost kind of like that sort of thing. When you're really exhausted, trying to take some time and think about, well, why am I so exhausted? What is making me exhausted? It's not, how do I recover and then I'll take a look, because sometimes once you've recovered from some of that exhaustion, you're like, oh, okay, well, see, I made it through. And so sometimes you almost have to sit in the suck when you're in it and figure out, why am I in it? What should I have done differently? What do I need to change to avoid ever getting to this point again in the future? But sometimes it's almost like you have to be in the mess before, like, while you're thinking about it. So, all right. Then we have our sacred flow of yes. And some of this is about, you know, if the kind of the idea, and we've talked about this on the channel a lot in the daily readings, is you will keep repeating lessons until you learn them, but the message is going to get louder and louder and more severe and pronounced. So if there's a lesson that's starting to come in, rather than trying to turn a blind eye to it, look at it, see what it is, and see what needs, you know, what is it that you need to change, and then say yes to the change coming in. Even if it's scary, say yes to the change that's coming in, and say yes to opportunities that are coming across your path. Because sometimes it's easy to get stuck in our own head to the point where it's like, you know, no, I'm clinging to this for dear life. Like, I'm not inspired, I'm not happy, but I'm going to cling to it for dear life. But really what you need to do is say yes to the change coming in, so you can get to this Ace of Pentacles, this new opportunity, this fresh start, and go down that path of prosperity. So that's what is coming through for today. I hope you found today's message to be helpful, but as always, take only what resonates and leave the rest behind. So there are going to be a few more different videos posting this week, is this your person? I think there's pick your pile. I'm going to be doing a special reading for the eclipse, so that'll be, you know, a couple days before the eclipse to give you something to think about as we get into that. So if you want to make sure to see those videos and be alerted when they post, hit the subscribe and the notification bell. Otherwise, I wish you peace and joy along your journey. Until next time, bye-bye.